make sure when you start lining up,
Start.
look for the
Shalom. First and foremost, we're going to face the east and give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash.
We're going to give double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone. It says salutations, peace, blessings, and safety unto the hopeful elect out there. And we the Hebrew Israelites, the branch of Great Millstone here in Las Vegas. You know, another week, another day through the spirit of power of Yahushai to give these people on this sign, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the warning, man. And to tell you that, hey, this is, you know, could be another day closer to the coming of Yahushai. Okay? And we coming with the same message, whether you like it or not, whether you receive it or whether you forbear it. Okay?
All right, this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 2, and verse 10. It says, I'll start at verse 9. It says, and when I looked, and behold, an hand was set unto me, and lo, a roll of a book was therein. And he spread it before me, and it was written within and without. And there was written therein lamentations, and mourning, and woe.
So as Ezekiel received the inspiration of the Heavenly Father to comprehend the scriptures and to then go preach the scriptures, what was written in there was lamentation, mourning, and woe. So if what came out of his mouth was anything other than, he would have been going off. The same for any prophet, man. Any prophet that's inspired by the Heavenly Father, that the Lord puts the words in their mouths to speak. If they don't speak according to what's written in his book, they're speaking according to their own will. Okay? And the prophets that have been, before us, that was in the days of old, are the same prophets that's back today. And guess what? The same message is gonna be standing. So if you tired of this message, if you're offended or if you're irritated that we come with this same repetitive message, that means you're not in the right spirit. And eventually you're gonna get caught up in these things that we're talking about. All right?
Anything that's worth you knowing is worth repeating. Anything of importance is worth repeating. We're super repetitive, so you won't be like, well, I heard something about that, but I wasn't sure. No, we've thoroughly gone over and over and over. That's the message, that's the point. When we speak from I don't want to say a limited book, but there's limited amount of pages to the book, but there's infinite amount of understanding over the same things that we're pushing out. Okay, so you get always deeper understanding of certain other things. But the point is, these events and these situations are constantly going to come over and over. Now that we're seeing them come to pass in the world, it should be without excuse for you people, you know?
So real quick, what you said, we're going to repeat, right? Second Ezra 8:22, it said, whose service is conversant in wind and fire, whose word is true and sayings constant.
Sayings constant. It's a repetitive message. It's like when you get, the reason you know a call is important, right? Because you might not feel like being bothered. If somebody call your phone one time and they don't call back or they don't leave a voicemail, you're like, all right, well, it probably wasn't important anyway. If somebody's calling you back to back to back, you're like, oh shit, I probably should answer this call. But that's not the same sentiment that our people hold when it comes to this. They get more and more agitated. They get irritated. But the scriptures say what they say. It's not like the scriptures get updated. They say what they say. And until those things that we saying come to pass, we're going to continue to say it. That's what we was commanded to do.
If I may add, see, when you want to get something, to cross over into somebody's mind, you want to get them to truly understand, it takes repetitions. All right? You want it to cross over, you gotta repeat it. Like there's several examples in the scriptures when the Lord would call to one of his disciples and he would say something repeated. He would say it at least 3 times. And we know that the number 3 is spiritual, signifying understanding. All right? Like when he told Peter, if you love me, feed my sheep. And then he asked him, do you love me? He said, yeah, you know I love you. Feed my lambs. And he asked him a 3rd time. Or the vision that Peter had as sheep knit, with the four corners coming down from the earth with all the creeping and abominable things. And he said to rise, kill, and eat. How many times did he say that in his vision? 3 times. So obviously, things get drawn in when they're repeated. So of course, when the prophets go out, they're gonna sound like a broken record. It's meant to be that way. And that's why the Lord told Ezekiel, whether they hear it, whether they forbear, you're gonna get on their nerves. But at the same time, they're gonna be held accountable. But the blood's gonna be off your hands. All right, so you can see how when Jacob's trouble happens, how the Lord's going to be justified in destroying majority of his people. Because majority of them are not going to respond to the message the way somebody that's in fear will react. Right. You see the attitude of our people when the men of the Lord out on the streets, it don't even register. It don't even bother them. You know?
When the last time they saw our people saw men of their age, men of their familiar type, beings? We're not like we're all up here like a damn Globetrotter basketball team, or or 150 people deep. It's unordinary to see this.
Just as easy as we're up here, we could have been down there with them. So that's how they.
They probably wishing we was there.
Right.
Sure. But they don't understand that this is the preferred gathering that everybody should be at.
It makes it that much more heavy and scary that when the scripture says that the Lord blinded their eyes that they should not see, and stopped their ears that they can't hear and understand and comprehend. It's literally, we say this shit every week, but it's a little function going on right there on the end of the corner. But these people, like you said, this is unprecedented. This ain't something that's normal, and they walk right past, they just look at us in a fucking daze. They don't even know what they seeing.
It's the spirit, right? Because that little club or whatever down the street right there on the corner, it was for a while that wasn't nothing happening over there. There was no activities, there was no loud music, no people really attending. But then they had it to where they set it up. This is basically a Jake function. All you see is just Jake going up in there. So the Lord has it to where we've already been right here. So for them to open that up right there, the Lord made it to where you Jakes gotta come across the prophets. You gotta walk by us in here. Yeah, you got your function, you got your music and whatever, your drinks and all that, but you gotta come by the prophets on the way to it. You gotta drive past, walk past. Hey,
this is a fork in the road. This is a fork in the road.
Mm-hmm.
Which way you gonna go? And you gonna go? I'm trying to think how it says, but are you gonna go to the right, or you gonna go to the left hand? Which way you gonna go? Yeah, that's part of what I'm thinking too. Exactly. You gotta choose which path you gonna walk on, which way of life. But the problem is, everybody going to one of them functions is in this life right now. They're fully engulfed in this life, in this flesh right now. They can't even see that World War III has already begun, let alone they can't see into the next life. This is about the next life, this right here. How to make it through the end of this one into the next one.
Because of shit like that, you able to ignore or block out the shit that's going on outside of America. Exactly. It's the spirit that this is set up to go on during the day. Like you gotta get up and you have to go out your way to make it to this shit. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon right now, which means you gotta get up, you gotta shower, you gotta get ready. You gotta do all the the whole process.
How long it take Jake to get ready? Jake be out there.
Be up at least 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. So it's the spirit that is going on during the day.
I had a precept to go with what the brothers kind of started off with about being repetitive with this truth and bringing it out.
It's like, if I may real quick, I gotta cut you off. But you brothers know what a hendiatrix is? You brothers ever understood what a hendiatrix is? Look it up. Look up hendiatrix real quick. Because you quoted it, and then the brother read it, Ezekiel 2 and 9. where it says that when he looked in the book and he saw that there was lamentation, mourning, and woe. These were three things, but it's conveying one message, right? And then you quoted Jeremiah 28. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old will prophesy against many countries and of great kingdoms. Of what? How many things did he name? 3. See what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Indiatrus is a type of rhetorical device in which 3 words are used together to express a single idea.
See that? So that's the message that we're conveying. We're repetitive because we know that the Lord is getting ready to do these things. He's getting ready to bring it to pass. After these warnings, that's it.
They say 3 strikes you're out.
Yeah.
That's part of that, you know, after the 3rd admonition, you know, this really is at the 2nd admonition. You know, the 3rd one's game time.
Yeah.
You already asked for what you get now. Hey, really, if most of us...
How many witnesses do you need when it comes to establishing a transgression? You need 2 or 3. You know what I'm saying? That way it could be established. You got 3 sources.
So there's not a stalemate.
Yep.
There are 3 categories of men: sons of God, sons of men, sons of wicked.
All right.
You got it.
Yeah, Isaiah 62:6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence, and give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth.
I thought about a phrase that Brother Brian Khan used to say, hey, don't get mad at this. These are the answers.
Yeah.
Like if a brother did that lesson already, or you watched that video on that topic by somebody already, watch another one. It's okay. So these are the answers. And there's, just like it's in the prophets, a lot of the events are the same events. But if you go through all the prophecies, a lot of the different prophets spoke of the same things. But they spoke in different pieces, different little elements, different little things that make the click happen.
I always remind brothers, if you don't judge a lesson by the topic, it's like, oh, mark of the beast, yada, yada, yada. Because especially the apostles, because you begin to watch it, and they'll go into some history, go into something that happened in old school or something, they bring it, but they're able to bring it back to the main topic. So you always, if it's a video that you think that you already know the breakdown, you already know the topic, don't ever think that, because those lessons that the apostles, elder brothers do, they're heavy, because there's a lot of information that, you know what I mean, that you think that, oh, I already know this. It's not, go ahead.
No, you were saying this, you know, because if you're in that spirit, then eventually you're going to be sifted out, because your whole focus is entertainment.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not exciting enough. Y'all keep talking about the same stuff. It ain't exciting enough. Don't worry, it's going to get exciting.
Yeah.
It's going to get real exciting.
If the truth, I'm sorry.
No, you got it.
If the truth of it coming to pass ain't exciting to you, this ain't for you anyway. You know? Because Mars Hill always wanted something new. Ariapagos, right? Yeah, it always wanted something new to come out. They were like, well, who got something new to say? We heard that already. What else y'all got? No. This message is repetitive. It's the same thing. Sometimes it's told calmly. Sometimes it's told with fierce passion.
Yep.
So there's always different, and it hit different.
Yeah, exactly. The scripture the elder read, it said their sayings constant. It didn't say the events constant. Just because the apostles and elders and brothers is bringing out the same precepts and the same topics, that don't mean we speaking on the same event. It's different events that cause us to speak on these things over and over again. So it's gonna be a consistent message, man. The scriptures even tell you, be steadfast in your understanding and let your word be the same. All right.
Deuteronomy 18, verse 18.
scriptures say that he changes not. I am the Lord, I change not. That means that his word is it doesn't change. It's gonna stay consistent. Or else he would be a liar. And the Lord is not a God that he should lie. So as long as we're sticking to his word, it's gonna stay the same. It's gonna stay repetitive.
That's how a lot of brothers learn, is through repetition. You know, you watch a video and you don't even have to be watching, you could be listening to it, and so you can even sometimes, I know brothers do it, you can even say the precept before, you already know what precept the elder, the apostle gonna go into. Like, okay, this, you know, because you thinking just like he's thinking, you know, so I know what happens to me.
Exactly. Bruce Lee and his teacher, they had a saying, I forget exactly which one, but it's the same idea though. It's better to practice one punch or one kick 1,000 times than 1,000 kicks one time. So it's better to stay on the same topics, going over and over. That's how mastery happens. You know, that's how you build up mastery. You're supposed to strive for mastery. So we have a better understanding of how we move. Versus being all over the place. Once you got black consciousness videos, you didn't watch nigga news videos, you didn't watch, you know, this school of thought and that school of thought, you got all these other things. When it comes down, you're not going to have the reaction because you're going to be having to choose which answer should I go to. You ain't going to be both of them.
You realize even when you watched and consumed all that bullshit, that all that bullshit knowledge that they was feeding you is useless in this time. They did not teach you for spiritual readiness, how to prepare yourselves for the time that we're heading into. None of that shit prepared these niggas spiritually for the times that we're coming in now. So what good was all that bullshit ass knowledge? All that debating, what good did it do for you? It got some dollars in a few scammers' pockets. And a few of them niggas, they got judged. They behind bars and shit and get ready for a missile. This is the only book that you should be gaining your wisdom from. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read.
Got that Deuteronomy. It's Deuteronomy 18:18. It says, I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee, and will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him.
It said he's going to put his words in our mouth. He's not going to send a prophet. He's not going to sit up some men and just go say, go feel what you feel like. Go say what you feel like. You know, however you want to say it, just go ahead and say it like that. No, he gave a direct order and put it in the spirits of those men what to say and how to say it and when to say it.
How it was said is capital P for prophet here, speaking of Yahushua. It's 19. It says, and it shall come to pass that whosoever will not hearken unto my words, which he shall speak in my name, I will require it of him. But like
it says, whether they hear, whether they prepare, whether they are a rebellious house. So the Lord said in the beginning, preach this word, and we're gonna say it, regardless of how you like it. You know, if you get tired of hearing it, we're gonna continue to say it. But that is us getting the blood off of our hands. That is us, you know, seeking to make ourselves innocent.
It's verse 20. But the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak.
If a man call himself being a prophet, you know, standing in the stead of a teacher, and he's speaking presumptuously according to his own will, even regardless of what the scriptures say, he's telling you something completely different. What did it say?
But the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other gods, even that prophet shall die.
The Lord said it. We ain't say it.
You got Israelite groups that say Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You know, God. You know, that's another God. That's not the true Lord. Yahweh. So Yahweh Shai. You know, and those are the true names. Man. The names under heaven, man. Whereby you must be saved. Right? So you say Jesus Christ and Most High. You know, nah, man. It's not gonna work.
Gotta check what spirit they coming in.
did, or the camp that they did. And some guy came up and he was pretty much asking like, well, how do I know what's the difference between y'all and those other guys, man? Because y'all the way y'all break it down, they ain't breaking it down like that. And Elder Yashawamba was like, you just answered your own question. So if they're not breaking it down how we're breaking it down, or the definitions that they give, or the breakdowns that they give is constantly changing, that alone should tell you, okay, that's a factor that plays into being a false prophet.
If I can about that, the difference is the confidence of the answers that we always come with. We come with all the answers with confidence, with full assurance and belief behind it, full faith behind it. That can't be. You can't be man-made. The faith we have in this thing, because we believe in things that we haven't seen. We believe in things that we haven't seen with our natural eye, that we haven't. We just fully believe it in a way that we believe is fact.
But at the same time, we tell you, go look it up. Look it up, and we can tell you where to look at, where to find it, what books to find it in. Because like the apostles go into how, or I think the elder Yashawamba went into how all the nations have their story of the creation, have their story of the flood. Look it up. But the one in the Bible is the one that's most accurate with our people, with the spirit of our people. It's God. It's the truth.
And it's coming from first person. That's the difference of our book. Samaritan account is just talking about what they saw. This is first person. This is what I did without going into too much detail.
Yeah, when Moses on top of the Sinai, that's where you got the understanding of Adam and Eve. And the lineage, all going down. Ain't it the Samaritan, basically? Yeah.
To let back off what the elder is saying, and that's why the scriptures talk about when he came down from the mountain that his face was shining. And it said Israel recognized that his face was shining. It was basically like taking it back, man. Like, okay, when did you just hear? When did you just learn? And the scripture tells you wisdom making the man's face to shine. So ultimately, need that intimate time with Yahweh shine.
The scripture specifically.
Yeah, more.
This verse 22. I'm reading 22. And if thou say in thine heart, how shall we know the word which the Lord hath not spoken?
Yeah, how do we know if this man is a false prophet?
When a prophet speaketh in the name of the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, if the thing follow not, nor come to pass, that is the thing which the Lord hath not spoken.
Even the ones that come in the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, but the message that they have, it ain't lining up with the prophecy said. They, we experienced it, 6 years ago during the whole 2020 situation. False prophets. Even though they say the name of the Lord, they're not telling you what they ought to be telling you.
The example, it's like I think the example was it Wi-Fi. They come to the name of Yahweh Shah, and they teach that the MTV is
That's some spiritual work.
Yeah, spiritual work. So like to the brother's point, they come in the name, but they not teaching you, give you the full breakdown. And the MOTP is one of the most serious prophecies. Right.
But also, you gotta, like the scriptures tell you, to try the spirit by the spirit, whether it be of the Most High, because many false prophets are brought out into the world. And false prophets, they have a way of giving themselves away, just based on not just what they teach, but how they move, their actions. We had several brothers that came on a video that one of the elders had done, and IUIC was being called out, and these several individuals that came on the brother's comment board, he was basically saying, I really didn't learn how to suffer until I started watching Great Millstone. They didn't teach me how to spiritually get built up. They were just teaching a lot of prosperity and stuff like that.
Oh, well, he said chants.
Yeah, marching, military style, marching and chanting and all that. He said that if you ain't built up, you could just get lost in it. So just that overall vibration over there should tell you something. The times that we're headed into, and these guys still want to march and have extravagant weddings and gimmicks. Yeah. Buy land and all that, when the Spirit teaches, even Prophet Ezra, the angel was telling Prophet Ezra, hey, detach yourself. Put away these mortal thoughts. The things that burden men. Put that off. Be ready to detach from it and align yourself with the Most High. Get yourself in order. And these other camps, they've done a horrible job doing it. But more people want to gravitate towards those types of camps because they want to be comfortable. They want to be in a comfortable place. You can't operate in Yahweh Shai and think that you're gonna go to. It's gonna be easy. The Lord said, straight and narrow. That's the way that leads you to life.
He says, through much tribulation, we shall enter into the kingdom of heaven. We are not in the kingdom of heaven right now. So understanding that everything prior to the kingdom is going to be distress, it's going to be anguish, it's going to be calamities, it's going to be trouble. Okay, we coming into the time of trouble in which it's going to escalate. But up until the time of us being in the kingdom, which we're not in, there's going to be troubles, man.
Ecclesiastes 1:18. For much wisdom is much grief, and he that increases knowledge increases sorrow.
So you're gonna go through things because this is a trial, and I was gonna grab the one in Zechariah 12 and 13, 12. Yeah, I think it's 12. No, it is 13, right? 13 and 8, about 1/3, 2/3. Try them as gold in the fire, 1/3 that we try as gold in the fire. And we gotta go through situations that are gonna refine us into having a spirit closer to the Heavenly Father, closer to Yahweh Shai.
Also, as the elder, as he brought up the scripture, he said, much wisdom is much grief. You know, and he that increases the knowledge increases the sorrow. Why? Because you understand what the standard of righteousness is supposed to be. And in this society, when you look at wickedness, it vexes you, man. That's why the scripture says Lot was vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. Especially when you look at these people here on this sign, man. Talking about you in the circumcision. Hey, here it is. Yahweh Shema Shai has opened your mind to understand that you're part of the chosen nation upon the earth, man. And you still not doing right. You still doing nigga shit like you was in the Christian church.
Right.
That's why the scriptures say, hey, we sorrow and we're vexed, man. Because you should know better. Once your eyes are open, now it's time for change. You know, now it's time for you to act right, man.
I got you.
And the suck and the sorrow also comes through the fact that we know what the Lord's gonna do to Jacob.
Yeah.
You know, we know, hey, like the scripture saying in 2 Corinthians, therefore knowing the terror of the Lord will persuade me. You know?
The more the Lord sup with you and give you the understanding as to what we a part of and where we at, it vexes you, man. It vexes you to be, to not be able to do anything about it, and also understanding what the Lord is about to do. We wanna get it, in the Lord's good graces. That's why when the angel was supping with Ezra, and he was finding out about everything, and he was seeing it too. But he was like, damn, like woe is me, woe is me. He was in a state of distress in his mind.
That's the spirit you said it, because I was thinking the
He
same
was
thing.
stressing for Israel too.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Because we see what's going to happen to Israel, but we ourselves don't know if we're of the elect to be saved. Because we can't even save ourselves. We just have to follow the scriptures to the best of our ability and move in actions that reflect our belief in it in hopes that we've been chosen.
Yeah, the scriptures say plow and hope.
Yep.
So what we're doing, man.
Because we don't know. So it's like, damn, how am I going to make it through that? Well, you're going to have a different spirit on you if you're of the elect.
By faith and that works.
Right? I got something right quick. Y'all talking about the difference of mirth versus sorrow, right? This is Ecclesiastes 7. We'll start verse 2. It is better to go to the house of mourning than to the house of feasting. For that is the end of all men, and the living will lead to his heart. The living will keep it on his mind, basically. Okay, of how serious this is. Y'all go either way. It says, sorrow is better than laughter. For by the sadness of the countenance, the heart is made better. It sharpens your mind once you've been through tough situations. Okay, your character now comes up. It's not an accident that the military, I'm using this analogy on purpose, World War III, ruined and everything else, that you have to go through a boot camp where they try you and put you in serious situations, sleep deprivation, take your body to the edge and to the limit, and then they ask you in those conditions to think sharply. Well, that's no different than this situation. Okay? Are you going to refer back to the scriptures? When times are tough, when you're tired, you're sleepy, but you gotta move 2 miles down the road or whatever the case may be. Or you gotta.
Sorry, y'all. Y'all recording.
Sorry, y'all. Okay.
It ain't so much about separating yourself.
Hebrew Israelites.
It ain't so much about separating yourself physically, but separating yourself mentally, man. Being able to be in your environment, but being able to not be there presently, in a mental man. That's how those soldiers are able to endure the situation that they're in. Because you in the midst of it, but their mind is beyond that. It's not subject to the current situation and environment.
That's the rehearsal that we have to be in. You look at Stephanie here. He was standing, I was going to say the fire spot, standing in front of being stoned. He took his mind into another place because he could see the end game of where he was really trying to get to.
Pretty much. Ancient fire squad.
Right. So now you have to be able to do that in these situations. But that don't mean to take to be a lackadaisical thing. No. It means you're more focused. Because you gotta make sure it's like we just had the Winter Olympics, right? Y'all know curling? Y'all know that I got a dumbass game to me, but y'all get it, right? But they gotta start back here, they gotta aim it from back here in hopes to make sure it goes straight all the way down there. But what they do here and down there have to line up to get to the. Say it again?
Projection.
You have to be able to project this all the way down to there and still keep it straight. Golf is similar. So it's a similar thing. You got to make sure that that's why they got the people shaving the ice right in front of you. You see one stop and the other one because they understand it's leaning this way or whatever the case may be. That's the adjustments that we got to make on the fly, but we always keep the end game, the end target as the foremost objective.
What do they have in common? They know where they want to go.
Exactly.
You can't take those steps unless you know where you want to go in the first place.
Both parties, everyone's in the same communication with each other. I'm thinking what you thinking, and we all, to curling, they're all focused on one main goal. The same thing with us. Same thing with the true prophets. So go to a camp in Florida, New York, wherever. Everyone's gonna have the same breakdown as Mark the Beast. Everyone's gonna go to the same precepts to break down certain scriptures. It's not gonna be, maybe brother this, or all on one accord.
In Great Millstone.
Right, in Great Millstone.
If you go to another chapter, one more verse. It says, verse 4 in Ecclesiastes 7th chapter, it said, the heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, because that's that sorrow, that's that, he says sorrow, right? Right? It says, the heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth.
When you always indulging and consumed with pleasure and distractions and entertainment, you always gonna be vulnerable and weak. You ain't had no time to be built up through experience to prepare for a worse situation. You always at ease. So when some real shit hit in your life, it's gonna devastate you.
It's Proverbs 23 and 2 in the GMT. It's like, Proverbs 22 and 3. It says, sensible people will see trouble coming and avoid it.
The only ones that's gonna be sensible are the ones that take heed to what the prophets are saying. If you listening and you paying attention and you watching what's going on in the world, you got some sense.
But an unthinking person will walk right into it and regret it later.
It's like even though it ain't fully escalated to where it's gonna be, it's still war going on. It's still, we still being affected in our everyday life. The economy is crashing still. The strength of the dollar is falling every day. You still being affected by it, but yet still, people find a way to still go out their way to entertain themselves, to distract themselves. So, we just seen that video of the apostle. He did a response to it. That guy, he drive Uber, man, and he had some passengers, an old Edomite couple, and he overheard their conversation, them speaking with their daughter, who was in another country. They supposed to be some well-off Edomites, and what they was doing was pretty much liquidating all their assets, selling their properties, because they about to get the fuck out of America. Now that's not what we saying for you to do. We're not telling you to leave and flee, but get in that mindset, paying attention. They handling business, right? And those are Edomites.
Can I not correct you, but go with what you're saying is the difference is we are telling you to leave. But spiritually, you can't physically, you talk about physically. We're telling you can't, we got the word to go back to. Nobody's going to accept that. But you can spiritually leave, like you said, with the market. You are supposed to spiritually disconnect, as brothers have been talking about. You can't be so caught up in this place. You got to get your mind right to it. So when things go down, you're not attached to it.
Right. And in their minds, they're leaving to a different country, wherever they was planning on going. It don't matter. But they're in their mind, they're gonna leave to a different country to escape what's gonna happen to America. But yes, it's gonna happen on America, but it's gonna happen worldwide. So there's no escape. It's the hand of the Lord.
Real quick, it's 2nd Ezra 14. And, I'm gonna start at 11, and this is in the Good News translation, and it says, the whole history of the world is divided into 12 periods, and the 10th period has already arrived, and it is half over. Only 2.5 parts remain. So this is from the time of when Ezra was on the scene, during the time of the Medo-Persians. How many years ago was that? 25 years. So we're approaching 2.5 parts. Like we're like about to finish that up. Right? It says, so set your house in order and warn your people, comfort those who are humble, and teach those who are wise. Then say goodbye to this mortal life. Put earthly cares away from you. Throw down your human burdens and lay aside your weak human nature. Put all your anxieties aside and get ready to leave this world quickly. It says to put all your anxieties aside and get ready to leave this world quickly.
So if there was a natural disaster or a national emergency or something, and it says seek shelter right now, you're gonna be in there. It's my favorite cup. It's my favorite pair of shoes. No, you put some goddamn shoes on and leave, man. But that's how people in this world think. That's how Jake is thinking. One more good time. One more something, one more drink. Get the hell out of here and get safe. Let all that shit go. Can't go with you.
Yeah, and leaving it real quickly, it's talking about the salvation. Yeah. How shall went back and deliver his elect. The twinkling of an eye, bodies will change. Be in the ships, spaceships, chariots of Israel. That's how we're gonna leave it real quick.
What did you got more right now? What did Howard Shai say? He said, when I was with you, which we're going to be with him again, take not script, no purse, no money, no else. He said he had a list of things. You don't need none of that because you with me. Right? So the same situation. We don't
You
need
guys
to take
look so nice.
We don't need to take anything with us to get up out of here this time. We gotta leave it all. Now when he was without us, we took all those things, but now we're gonna be with him. So we just nothing to hold on to. You got it back, bro.
Verse 16, and it says, you have seen many evil things already, but far worse things are about to happen. Just to go back to what the brother was explaining, the video that the older Jake did, you could see the concern, the look of concern when he was explaining it. He was a little choked up just to even put that message out there on TikTok. And that conversation that he had, it disturbed him with that Edomite couple, because apparently they knew that they like a lot of these Edomites that got a little wealth, they got a little money, they got connections, they got insight, so they usually can take the precautions to you know, be able to get out of certain situations.
Right. They got the resources, the money,
Right.
and to you know, like you said, get out or you know have a safe haven in another country somewhere where Jake.
They got
Because when he asked him, he was like, I don't mean to butt into your business, but what's something going on? Like something is
What does he need to do?
what do I need to do? And he said, look, they didn't hold back too. It was like, look, we got about 6 months to get your house in line. And then he said, whatever your worst fear is, he said, times it by 10. And you could tell that shook Jake.
Yep.
But see, you got to hear a older Edomite couple say that to you for you to tremble.
Yeah.
But we've been out here telling you for years, for decades, we've been warning you on these streets, man.
And the thing is, Jake, that Jake, he wasn't even, he's not a fool. Like, he wasn't completely, you know, blind to what's going on. He paid attention a little bit. He said he been watching TikTok, but he said this got anything to do with the prices. The Edomite was like, no, this ain't got nothing to do with prices. But the Edomite, he didn't even go into detail about why it's gonna be so bad. We going into detail. We telling you like, okay, it's gonna be famine. It's gonna be, you know, cannibalism is coming back. There's gonna be infighting in the streets, man. It's gonna be martial law. When they come with this, you know, when they come down like madmen, you know, to implement this MOTB, the RFID microchip, they're gonna make it to where if you don't take it, they're gonna cash you into prison. Some people gonna be beheaded for not taking it. He ain't going into detail like that. But we going into detail telling you that this is what's coming, man. But they don't want to hear this shit.
That's why scripture says, when the rich man speaking, you know, they extol it to the clouds, and he heard it from me and was like, oh, it gotta be real. You know? But you hear it from Jake all day, and it's like, oh, these niggas tripping. Right? Or they look like me. You know?
Yahweh Shai said it best, a prophet is not without honor except among his own people, his own country. Yeah, man.
That's the people who fight against us the hardest. You know?
We giving you the proper way to prepare. The way that he was saying that's not going to save you. It's not. You can go buy some gold and silver. Yeah, it's not going to work. They're not going to be saved.
Exactly. It's just like, hey, it don't matter where you go on the earth. The Lord got he gonna have the whole earth under calamity, under tribulation. No matter where you go, you're not gonna escape. It's not gonna be like, well, if I go and book a flight and bring all my resources with me over here, I'm gonna be in some safe haven, some safe place, and I'm shielded from all the evil. Nah,
That place.
the Lord said, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. You ain't gonna be able to escape a damn thing. It don't matter what your status is or what you possess.
The Edomites, for a long time, have thought they could escape the calamities, the economic turmoil, the famines, because they have spaces like what's that? Like Tahiti down there, and I can't think of certain like around New Zealand and all the islands over there. Yeah, non-nuclear countries. They got I think I want to say in Montana somewhere they have old silos where they built bunkers, and it's no guarantee that all your systems there they're gonna work. It's no guarantee that you're gonna get on that flight to get over to that remote island. You know, and if you do get there, who's to say that they ain't tidal wave to wipe your shit out or tsunami out? You know?
Hey, the Lord could cause a new war to start.
Yeah.
And now where you thought you escaped to is now under danger. You in a war zone now. All them jakes that got caught up over there in Dubai because they wasn't discerning the times that we're in. They got caught up and trapped.
Yeah.
They didn't think about nothing. They in their comfort zone, you know. And that Babylonian spirit being careless, right? Dwelling in pleasure. And they didn't see that evil was getting ready to hit.
There was some jakes over in Thailand that would go out there, they began to live out there extreme, and an earthquake hit. They didn't know what the hell to do. They was like, you know, that's an earthquake. You can't escape, especially Jake, especially people on the Israelites on the side. There ain't gonna be there's no way to escape your judgment. There's no way to escape the calamities. You know?
Like them people that was down there in Mexico, They killed the leader of the Jalisco gang.
In Cancun and shit.
Yeah.
In Cancun, they were
That whole shit started. You know, people that was down there vacationing, they got caught in the middle. They couldn't even leave the airport. The hotels that they were staying at ran out of food. They had to contact family members in the States. Get the will just in case I don't make it back. Cause they didn't plan. They didn't plan thinking like, man, there might be some shit going on down there. You don't plan a vacation anticipating evil.
You set on your leads.
You thinking about coasting, man.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful point, man, because that's exactly what's going to happen. That's exactly what's going to happen. Just like over there, they was out there in Dubai too before the war popped off. You don't know what's going to be happening, where it's going to be happening, man. The Lord can send calamity anywhere, at any time.
You see what Iran is saying now, right? They say because we know that certain hotels and tourist attractions is starting to house military troops.
Yeah.
So now those are now targets for our attacks now. So stand clear, any of you Americans, if you're staying in these hotels and these tourist attractions in the area, just know that you ain't safe. They're putting that spirit out there. So it don't matter where you go, you're gonna run into some type of calamity.
And they started.
You can't escape the times that we're coming into.
Or got your ticket. You gonna punch you.
They speaking about that last night. The preacher said they're quadriplegic. He said the Lord is gonna find a way to bring forth His will.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, man. If the Lord wants you, he gonna get it done. He gonna, however way it's done. Motherfucker with no limbs, he ain't got no arms, legs, but he somehow get the gun, get the strap, and cock it, and still shoot it. And it gets you.
There was a story of Tyler shot somebody.
Yeah. The Lord get a dog and shoot you. He could do anything. The Lord can do anything, man.
I be thinking about that, how these Edomites got these bunkers. Don't you know that the smallest little fly or tick can kill your ass?
The Lord is just apparitions scare him to death. You know? And look at the trouble and the travail He did unto the Egyptians when darkness hit. He sent apparitions amongst them. Right? And they were dying because of it, man.
I gotta give that Edomite credit when he said, what's your worst nightmare? What's the worst thing you can ever imagine to happen in your life? Most people got that. It's gonna be more than 10. That was accurate though.
And but I give credits to the prophecy. Daniel 12:1. That's how bad it's gonna be. There'll be no other day like it, man. That's why it's important to give diligence to make the calling of your election sure. Because there's no way in hell you're gonna make it without being of the elect. It's just no freaking way, man.
And trust me, getting captured,
Man.
going into servitude, that ain't making it. Let's be real. Yeah.
These are Sirach 5:7, and it reads, "Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed."
He said, suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth. The Lord already said His thoughts are not your thoughts. Neither is His ways your ways. So the Lord don't move how you think He gonna move. You can't predict what the Lord gonna do, man. You can't think, okay, you know what? I'm gonna kick it for 6 months and then I'm gonna go on vacation. You know, I'm gonna get this little bit of money and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna mess with the Hebrew Israelites. It ain't gonna work like that, man. Your ass gonna get stuck out somewhere.
Jake been doing that. How many, particularly here, I don't know everywhere else, but here, how many times somebody come on vacation, you still on the strip, come on vacation, I'm gonna get right, I'm gonna check y'all out.
Or I seen y'all in my city. I know, I seen y'all before.
Well, how many Jakes just out in this city and live around this area, walk by and say, y'all be out here every Sunday? Yeah, every Sunday. Never see him again. Ever.
Stay down the street.
Jake ain't scared enough, man. It's like it.
It says, "For suddenly shall the wrath of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance."
And it says, suddenly. What's that scripture in Ecclesiastes 9? I think like around the 12th verse. It talks about that like a fish caught in an evil net.
Ecclesiastes 9:12. For man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught up in the snare. So are the sons of men snared in an evil time, when it falleth suddenly upon them.
Use it suddenly. When something happens suddenly, what does that mean? Something happens so quick and unexpectedly.
You got no time. Like, you have no reaction time.
Right. There's no warning, no nothing.
By the time you figure out what's going on, you're in the spirit.
And like a lightning strike, it doesn't warn you that it's about to strike you. It just you out in the open, because your dumb ass wasn't sheltered. You wasn't, you was just out in the open, and then pow.
You hear the thunder, but like it's like thunder's there, yeah. And it's almost like we're giving Jake that warning. They see the skies, and then they don't react to the. Like, you see it's about to fucking rain, right?
It's earthquake weather.
Right.
Let me tell you, it's earthquake weather. What's earthquake weather?
Wait till
Everything going on.
The people that said they've been hit by lightning, they say right before they was hit, the only thing they remember is that their hairs were standing up on their arms. And then as soon as they felt that, that's when they was hit with the heat. This Hosea 5.
It's like, y'all, I just wanted to go back on that where it says in the very beginning, make no tarrying to turn to the Lord. Stop procrastinating. Stop waiting. What the hell you waiting for? It's not enough fear, man.
So the procrastination is really just Jake still being distracted by life. The cares of his life. It keeps them distracted to where they're not willing to take that sudden step to want to, like when the Lord called for Peter and his brother to just stray away, drop their nets and come follow him. Jake, they feel like I think I might miss something if I just
take these nets with me.
Yeah.
You know
what I mean? That's how Jake is, man. What if it doesn't happen in my time? What if it doesn't happen tomorrow? I gotta prepare, what about my children? What about my grandchildren? What about the whatabouts? The scriptures call it mortal thoughts. Those are mortal thoughts. The Lord is giving you an urgent warning to detach yourself from that. Get away from that. That's not important. This shit is getting ready to go up, man. You need to prioritize your focus towards getting in good graces with me. You need to align yourself with me. You want to be in good graces with me. Because I'm getting ready to do something. And that's what the prophets understood.
Hosea 5, verse 15. I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense and seek my face. In their affliction, they will seek me early.
You said in your affliction, you gonna wait until, like you say in Proverbs, until that desolation coming as a whirlwind. When the shit comes smack you and fuck your whole shit up. When you thought everything was good,
We walk through it.
what does it mean when the Lord said, I will go return to my place? He's gonna take that protection and hands off you. He's gonna leave you out there until you acknowledge and until you admit, okay, I was wrong, and then repent, and then change your way of life and seek Him. Until then, you out there on your own.
Anytime the Lord returns his face from our people, that's pretty much him withdrawing his hedge of divine protection from Israel. That's why the nations was able to constantly capture Israel, take them out of their lands, put them to death in numerous battles, take their women as spoils of war, put their children into slavery. The nations are able to do that to you when the Lord's face is turned away from you.
Isaiah 59. 9 and 2. But your iniquities have separated between you and your power, and your sins have hid his face from you, that he will not hear.
It says, he that turneth away his ear from hearing the law of the Most High, even his prayer shall be an abomination. There's a lot of people that come by, you know, they don't pay attention now, but at some point they gonna, you know, some real shit gonna happen in their life, and then they gonna go and they gonna inquire, they gonna look for brothers on the videos, and they gonna get to them in the Lord because they in distress and they don't want to pray, but their prayer's not gonna be answered.
Oh, you silly ass hip-dubs walking by, coming out the club, because I'm pretty sure, you know, ain't no guys choosing up on them. You know, they probably just up there like, yeah, we ain't finna catch nobody, so let's leave. They walk by, yeah, y'all look good. Y'all looking good up here. Like, and like we supposed to just, you know, oh, for real? Yeah, get your number, baby. But they have no idea. Like, telling the prophets they look good. Like, what come on, man.
We got on, not talent, we got, sackcloth. We got sackcloth. You ain't worried about looking good. But what behooved you?
But we know what she, you know what I'm saying?
What behooved you to find out what's going on in here?
What is this about?
Yeah, what is that?
I need to inquire about
this.
this. And if anything, she should have noticed the solemnness. Like we're serious up here. So it like the brother said, it would behoove you. Like don't think you're gonna come up to the men with this type of message, and then you just gonna flirt with the message of the Most High. This is urgent. It's getting ready to be bloodshed, death. You about to be without a light soon. Your gas gonna be $10-15 a gallon. If this continue to escalate, which is looking like it is.
Yeah, but price of oil per barrel went like $103.
Yep.
Last week it was like $80-something. So, you know, hey, Esau's just gonna let that price of oil hit 200, and you looking at in Vegas, you probably looking at like $7, $8, $9 a gallon of gas. And also your food is gonna ramp up too.
Yep.
You take gas and get it on the shelf. Take gas and get it on the shelf.
Slockie, I want to say about the No Kings protest. You know, this is the third one they had, and it was more violent. It was more violent as the previous ones. You know, so it's the third one. You know, so the understanding is coming in to these Babylonians that you ain't got no future here, man. You know, everything's gonna get worse and worse, and so ultimately you take up arms and go against the government. That's when you get the civil war and all that popping off.
Yeah, because a lot of them, they're seeing that this administration pretty much duped them, and so now that they feel betrayed, and now the country is in all these different conflicts, and it's actually costing the American taxpayers their pockets, and it's hurting people. Now they're feeling the effects. They're feeling the travail. So now it's starting to trigger people to get out there, and now you're hearing the uproars of the people, No Kings protests. But then when they realize that the conditions are not going to change just because they're going out there and marching, they're going to step it up a notch. It's going to get more and more violent. That's when it's going to change.
That's what's going to get Jake's attention. Violence and bloodshed. If that lady, that chick that said whatever, if she seen the nigga get shot right there and gunned down, and another nigga get shot right there, I bet it'd get her attention then. I bet she would, right. I bet she'd be going to go pray to something.
Or the draft comes, and if she got a son or a couple sons, and they get sent that letter, they got to take their ass over to Iran to not return.
Yeah, you ain't got $250,000 to escape.
Yeah, report.
draft.
They gonna put that in the letter too.
Yep.
That $250,000 fine if you don't report
Yep.
on yada 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 date.
So this is not going to get drafted too. They said they about to start increasing the amount of women to get drafted too.
Hey, you think about it. If they have some type of digital system by then, they said we're gonna deduct $250,000. You guys gonna be in the negative unless you go over there and fight.
About the brothers. It's not bringing the information.
Because I was in the talking about the draft. I watched this video earlier about it. They said Vietnam, they sent 450,000 troops over there and still lost. And that was a population of 70 million Vietnamese. So how much more with 90 million? They have over 600,000, something like that, troops.
They
Battle ready.
They have modern
They got a million.
modern equipment.
Who Iran? Yeah. They got Iran has citizens or Iranians, Persians that were born just to fight in this war. Their whole life. The Americans, they ain't got motherfuckers ain't out here like that now. They grow up trying to have a career and trying to do this. These motherfuckers is ready to die for their country.
They said up. They said 12 and up.
Yeah.
This is the full military, not just boots on the ground infantry, but the full military is for like 400,000 in America. So that means there's gonna have to be a draft. And they said they drafted millions into Vietnam. They drafted like,
So they had some, but they drafted a million more.
Yeah.
So a
to
million
go to
people.
Vietnam,
Yeah.
to lose.
Yeah, so with this happening, the government is going to be met with resistance because most of the people, they're not agreeing to this war. So if you try to force these men and even women into this war, the resistance, they're going to have no choice but to have to yeah,
But
it's going to be an armed situation because people are not going to just willfully just go out and go and fight in these people's war. Especially these Edomites. These Edomites, they're going to die not to fight in that war. They're going to be willing to take it there.
Willing to kill.
Yeah.
Not to go.
Not to go, yeah.
and that's why you have to be circumspect because the elder made a point that people are not willing to go to war. Esau knows that. Therefore, you're going to have some type of false flag attack.
They're going to
They have to boost the morale to say, hey, yeah, you can't do this to Americans. Iran did this, whatever the situation is, whether it's a EMP attack on some particular place, whatever it is, it's going to try to help boost the morale to make people want to join this war.
They call it rallying around the flag.
Yeah.
So Iran was supposedly having riots and protesting over there in the capitals, But as soon as America and Israel attacked them, they all rallied around the flag. Like, oh hell no! Now we with the government now. We got to defend our country.
Right.
So but the false flag operations here, they're already exposed. Everybody already knows who's doing it. So that shit is not gonna work. Also,
They're gonna be right on TikTok. They're gonna be right on all these platforms saying, "Yeah, this is a double F." The Mossad, this and that, and the third. Everybody gonna put it together. And they're gonna be like, "Yeah, they tried to pull one on us."
I was thinking, they remember they had made a mention about Iranian drones in California. They fuck around and shoot a drone and got an American flag on it. Talking about this Iranian, and that's if somebody gonna have a video of it, and they gonna expose this shit, man.
Yeah, you got videos going viral of how the Israeli government, they've been behind so many false flags, even on Americans.
they kill more Americans than Iran has.
Yeah.
They shoot a missile from
So we're back.
it hit Saudi Arabia. You know damn well it came from the other direction.
Right. Yeah, man. Yeah. So it's shit's gonna get rough out here, man.
What greater warning do you people need?
Real quick, because brothers are speaking on what they speaking on. I had looked bulletins, I'm gonna just read what it says, because we're experiencing this. Number one, it says loss of public trust in leadership, which we see. 2, severe economic instability. 3, military overextension. International division and civil conflict. Declining institutional strength, like laws not being equally enforced. Cultural or moral crisis. Rising external pressure. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but we seeing all of that, man. We seeing, you know, the economy is failing. We see the lack of trust between the people and the government. Military overextension, pressure from external forces. We seeing all of that. So it's only a matter of time, and we reaching the 250th year this coming July. Not saying this nation is gonna go down on that day, or even anywhere, you know, close to it. But we very close, man.
We were talking about the armies. I have Jeremiah 51, 30 spirits. Is Jeremiah 51? I'm gonna start at 29. Oh, snap. What is that? I know, shit. I'll start at 28. It says, Jeremiah 51:28. Prepare against her the nations with the kings of the Medes, the captains thereof, and all the rulers thereof, and all the land of his dominion.
Who the Medes? The Russians. Those are the Medes, because Esau occupies that land right now. All right, so Jeremiah 50, 51 will be 50. Yeah, 50, 51. Gets into the judgment upon the great Babylon America. All right, and the Lord's going to use the Russians, the primary nation, to destroy this place. So the Lord is basically describing, World War III that was about to, America's about to get into.
It's 29. And the land shall tremble in sorrow, for every purpose of the Lord Yahweh shall be performed against Babylon, to make the land of Babylon a desolation without an inhabitant.
And what's going to do that? Thermonuclear missiles. The precipice of World War III, is going to be the destruction of America. And the tiny hats over there in Israel.
Yeah, how many of those AI generated videos? And I ain't saying just recently, but I want to say the last 5 years or so. There's been so many AI videos where they simulate a nuclear war with America. With America basically taking all the nuclear targets from the world. It's one thing we see in burning American flags in different countries, but they've been simulating a nuclear holocaust of Babylon. They all are sending that same message. That's not coincidental. All right, just that thought being generated and spreading, because the Lord is working on the minds of the leaders of these other nations, man. Babylon has been the problem on the face of the earth since its inception. This entity alone has kept the world in war for hundreds of years, without ever a time of peace. The earth has not been able to take a breather since America's been in power. So what do you think the end result, the final resolution? Hey, the Bible tells you, the prophecies. The brother's reading the chapter.
Yeah, not just war. On top of that, pollution of the earth, man. It's all dig for oil spills, all in the ocean, deforestation. Amazon rainforest, killing bees and different animals, and push them down almost to extinction, man. Throwing off the whole course of life, man.
Destroying the ecosystems. Oarfish coming up to the seashore.
That's called the doomsday fish.
The Lord said there's no peace unto the wicked. there's no peace. You know, as long as he's in power, it's not going to be any peace for anybody. But there's also no peace coming to him.
And even nature knows ain't peace coming to this day. You know how many times that the Israeli flag were crows and attacked it?
Oh yeah.
Took it down. You had dogs tear one down. And then recently they spotted a whole fucking host, a swarm of crows over Israel, over Tel Aviv. That ain't supposed to, but that's supposed to mean nothing, right?
Ain't that what a swarm of crows is called? A murder. Murder?
Yeah, man.
And in ancient, folklore, she said, my grandmother was kind of superstitious like that. She said, if a crow is around, it symbolizes bad news.
I heard that if a bunch of crows in front of the house, or pointing toward the house, that somebody in the house would die.
Yeah.
This is,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, a little folklore type stuff.
it's always associated with death.
And then remember that I don't know if it was an image where you had an eagle and there was a crow right on the back of the eagle.
Yeah, riding it too.
Just riding it.
He
Man.
didn't have his legs on, he just chilling, not working.
Yeah, the Lord, he's showing the tokens, man. He's showing all type of tokens nobody's reading into but the prophets. That's one of the things the Lord said would happen. When he said that the end shall be manifest, it will be through what? Through ending effects and signs and wonders. These are.
Have to point these signs out. I think
You got it.
just saying.
You can discern, like Yahweh Shai said, you can discern the face of the sky, but you can't discern this time.
I was gonna say that that Greater Israel project, man, it's not looking good.
Hell
They're getting fucking hammered over there.
See what they're doing now.
no. Now you got Lebanon, Hezbollah jumping in.
Teaming up,
You got the Houthi in Yemen jumping in.
they fucking them up.
They didn't put boots on the ground going in Lebanon right now.
But they see
And
their
it's sucking. The Israeli military is crushed over there.
exactly.
They said 100 of their tanks got destroyed.
Because they think they're fighting Iraq in 1990.
Yeah.
Where they could just go in there with hundreds of tanks and blow some shit. No, man, this is 21st century warfare where fucking drones are the king of the battlefield now, and missiles.
And Iran did the smartest thing. Oh, y'all got technology? We're gonna get technology disruptors. We're gonna fuck up y'all, but we're gonna get counter your tech. We can't afford to get the technology ourselves.
Yeah.
So we're gonna invest in disrupting y'all technology. Now you really gotta fight us in our game.
We can't forget Russia and China slid some briefcases, behind the curtain to give to them. Yeah.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah. They remember the intel that America was giving Israel when they started attacks. So now Russia, they're like, well, shit, we remember when y'all was coordinating with Ukraine.
Yeah.
They still are.
And it still is.
Giving them weapons.
So yeah, we're gonna.
They're returning.
They
the
getting
favor.
out there like, yeah, we're helping Iran.
They're returning the
We are.
favor.
Yes,
Yeah.
we are. We're helping Iran.
Do something.
We're pointing everything at.
Say something.
Yeah.
Do something about it.
Because they put hella sanctions on Russia
Yep.
during the whole Ukraine war.
Yep.
You know?
They destroyed the Nord Stream pipeline.
Yeah, they blew that shit
That
up.
was the pipeline for Russia to supply gas to Europe.
Yep. China has this satellite that's feeding Iran all the intelligence they need, man, from the sky. It's separate from the American GPS. So they're able to blind and bypass radar jamming operations from America. There's just so basically with that, Iran can see when America is hopping on the jets and they're about to embark on a mission. They see the whole battlefield.
They're
You
wide
can't hide no more.
They see where the 82nd Airborne just landed out.
Yeah, they see
See
everything.
this.
So they got real live satellite images of the whole UAE, of Israel, everything. How do you can't surprise the enemy anymore?
It's back in Jeremiah 51, verse 29. It says, "And the land shall tremble and sorrow, for every purpose of the Lord shall be performed against Babylon."
Where you at?
Jeremiah 51, 29. It says, "For every purpose of the Lord shall be performed against Babylon, to make the land of Babylon a desolation."
Hey, and I was going to tie it in, but every purpose is what? He had a purpose to make Gog and Magog, which is Russia, to be guards unto those other nations. Okay, so that purpose has to come to pass. And we just explained how that purpose is coming to pass. And it's going to go further into that purpose as well. To where they have their, you did something to them, now we're directly getting involved. And they already said, China and Russia just said, an attack on them is a direct attack on us. We're going to take it that way. Okay, so these places are already ready for that back and forth, the real world war. Everybody's got a side or they're picking sides right now. It's looking like nobody but Israel and America is out there. Everybody else don't really want to choose. They don't want to choose the side that they're supposed to be on.
It says, "For every purpose of the Lord Yahweh shall be performed against Babylon, to make the land of Babylon a desolation, without an inhabitant. The mighty men of Babylon were born to fight. They have remained in their homes."
Well, the American military. It's gonna get so bad. Said in 2nd Ezra 15 that the Carmanians gonna be, Iranians gonna be like a wild boar. And the Ishmaelite kings of Arabia, they're gonna be wild men. All right.
Dragons of Arabia.
Yeah, you can't win against that, man. Not unless you just bomb them. But if it comes down to a ground war with foot troops, hey, America gonna get that issue, man. They're gonna be scared to fight.
They got it. This is the thing about that wild war. Iran wants the ground war. They don't want that technological. They can't really win that. But so that's why they neutralize that, so they become boots on the ground. That's where that wild war. If anybody saw how wild wars move, motherfuckers is aggressive, man. They don't cover for nothing. They go at everything. They'll run it over, bite, and all kind of shit, man. They're rough. And that's how they gonna get down.
It's gotta be tough.
Yeah, exactly.
You ever see how a wild boar defends itself? How it's able to, when it's being attacked, it's able to go down into the hole like that, and it backs itself into the hole. It's similar to how Iran is surrounded by the mountains on the west side, the north side, the sea. So they're able to kind of, back in.
To take your blow.
Right.
Your offensive.
Mm-hmm.
Then they can come out when you get in range.
Yeah, they defend from that burrow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good work, bro.
It's back in Jeremiah 51, verse 30. "The mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holds."
Hey, if I could jump another one real quick, because the same thing with Vietnam. American soldiers came back from Vietnam with nightmares about Viet Cong hopping out of holes and all that. Like I just saw a video, they had them traps. They were talking about the traps. They were like, man, yeah, they were talking about it in the museum. They was going through them, showing the different tactics that they had. That shit had them nervous. They were scared to walk around.
And it was very primitive.
Sharpened bamboo and certain spikes and nails. You try to follow it to the hole, and the hole will close on you. With spikes and shit, all kind of stuff, man. All kind of crazy war tactics. Well, that's what I read. America was gonna realize, the American soldiers gonna realize this is what we up against. I want this.
The Viet Cong had tunnels. Iran has missile cities, man. It's a lot different.
Yeah.
A lot different.
They got all kind of traps and shit in the mountains. Say, okay, they gonna go this way. If they go this way, we're gonna do this. They've been planning this shit.
So this is what we're talking about.
It's like we were saying a few weeks back. They want you to come to their home turf.
Right. They done done the graves.
Bro,
For you.
it's like we was joking, like using an analogy, but it's like Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone. You know your own home, so you know where you can set your traps. So they try to come through that door, there's some shit waiting for you.
Nah, I was hot. No, but we're saying this because if you think that you're just gonna be neutral out here, Yeah, you Jakes, you Negro, Latino, Native Americans. You can't be neutral. You gonna have to choose this day when you gonna serve. You gonna serve Yahweh Shai in this spiritual army, or you gonna serve Esau in his new world order in his physical army to go get laid down. Life or death. That's the two
See,
options.
I heard something about how they were capturing people, the Iranians, but they basically let Jakes go. This time around, they probably gonna kill all you niggas.
Hell yeah.
You go over there in an army in a U.S. fatigue uniform. Yeah, you're
Ain't no need to bark for the U.S. to barter because they don't give a shit anyway.